Hello again, welcome back to my channel, Andrea's Diaries. It's been a long overdue video. I haven't done one of these for ages, but I decided it's time and I should tell you what happened next. So we had our first embryo transfer. It's been many months ago and I am not pregnant. So there you go, that's the outcome. But I did want to talk to you a little bit about what happened, how I felt, how it went, just everything involved in the process. So I started on a random day with my injections. There's two options. You can either do it on your day 21 of your cycle, or you can just start a random day. I started a random day because of, if I'm honest, the excitement. I just really wanted to get on with it. Everything went fine, so started my injections. I got my period, which I don't think they've ever told me that I'm supposed to have my period. So that freaked me out, but then it turns out you are supposed to have your period. And then I continued with the pills and the injections. And then I went to multiple scans just to see the lining of my uterus. And once it was at the right thickness, they scheduled you in for the transfer. Now we were extremely happy. I cannot tell you how excited, nervous, joyful, scared, just every single emotion that you can think of went through both me and my husband. Anyway, the day has come. We go in. I didn't know what to expect, but I knew it's not going to be as bad as the retrieval of the eggs. So I was hoping for something better, but I didn't realize how much better it's going to be. So we went in, they allowed my husband to come in with me, which was amazing. They put me on the bed and they show you the scan, so the uterus, and they will explain what you're going to see when it goes in. Now apparently there's a bit of a spark that you see when they put it in. I didn't see it, my husband didn't see it. They ask you to go in with full bladder. Again, I didn't know how full it has to be, so I had a wee in the morning and then I was drinking to put the fluid back in. It turns out I didn't drink enough. It helps them and it also helps you to see it a little bit better, just what's going on the scan basically. The nurse was pushing down quite hard the scanner, so I could still see something, but I just couldn't see what they were telling me that I'm gonna see. Anyway, goes in and both myself and my husband start crying. I mean, tears down my face, laughing and crying, but I was trying not to make any movements, just thinking that it's gonna fall out somehow. Well, it doesn't fall out, but in the same time, it's my first time and I didn't know what to expect. It took maybe 15 minutes altogether, like genuinely really easy procedure. And on our way home we had to pick up some more pills, which we did. What you got there?
Got your meds. I don't know what it's called, but it's a bit more expensive than we thought.
How much?
It's a little bit more
How much?
expensive than we thought.
Oh shit. 85 quid? That's not good. Anyway, are you excited?
Of course I am. Super excited.
Why are you excited?
Because we might have a baby. Might know on 28th we got a baby.
And it was just such happy moments, happy times for both my husband and I, and we could just not believe that it's actually happening, which is why we were, so joyful. And we were positive. We always said we need to keep on positive and hoping for the best. After the procedure, they tell you to wait for 2 weeks before you test yourself, and you need to continue with the pessaries and the pills, and just trying to do your best to basically wait these 2 weeks out, which feels like the longest 2 weeks you've ever had in your life. So be prepared. I really dislike the pessaries. It's uncomfortable and they don't really explain to you what to do and how to put it up and all that. I mean, putting it up, it's the easy part. But then I wasn't sure, am I supposed to wash it out before I put in the next one? Just like, what am I supposed to do? And they don't tell you these things, which is a shame. Anyway, don't wash it out. It's fine. I use the thinning pad liner basically. So any discharge or anything, it goes on that because it's a fair amount that comes out, especially in the morning. I had to do them twice a day, in the morning and in the nighttime, and 2 each time. The one in the morning, it's quite messy because obviously you get up and gravity works its magic and there is some discharge. The nighttime is not as bad because you go to sleep. So these 2 weeks, again, something they don't tell you and you only realize later. I think I felt every single possible feeling that a pregnant lady may feel if they feel pregnant. I mean, most friends and family and everyone I know, they tell me you don't really actually know that you're pregnant the first couple of weeks. I was feeling bloated, I was feeling emotional, I was just not myself 100%. I can't tell I was feeling any sickness, but there was a nausea involved obviously. And boobs get hard and big, literally everything that I can imagine or you may imagine a pregnant lady to feel. If they feel anything, that's what I felt. And it's a shame again that the doctors don't tell you this, because at least you could be prepared that those symptoms are just symptoms. You may not be pregnant. Now, not knowing this, I was just so emotional when it turned out not to be a successful one. I did my test the day before I was meant to do, before the 2 weeks that they told me, purely because all my friends, family, everyone knew that that day is that date, and I knew they're gonna ask me. I wanted to know before them if it's a positive one. It was the longest wait ever for the test to show me the results, and it was negative. And I cannot tell you the pain I felt. Probably not as bad as losing a child, as in miscarriage or anything like that, but it was still an extremely painful day, week that followed. I told my husband, he's very strict, he's sort of to the rules. The doctor told you 2 weeks, you need to wait 2 weeks, it may still happen. So I did it next day as well, and he was waiting with me for the result. There was a tiny bit of hope in me, but obviously it came back negative again. Then my friends, family, everyone started messaging me, and it was absolutely horrendous. I was meant to go to work, and I've never been off work. I just couldn't get up. I remember just feeling devastated, and it was really painful. That's all I can say, really painful. And it was hard for me to find something positive, something that would keep me going. All I could say is prepare for both the worst and the best, I suppose. Keep positive. I have a video talking about sort of mental health and how I'm trying to cope. I was trying to put all those things into place so I can sort of get over it and sort of move on and, you know, see next. I mean, I still have 5 embryos. One of the hardest bit is answering the question, why? Why not, basically. And I just couldn't figure out. I tried my best not to be stressed at work. I tried my best to work normal hours, to eat healthy, just to do as much as possible everything by the book. I had my first consultation with the doctor, which was really helpful because I basically found out that it's very likely it wasn't me, it wasn't my fault. It goes back to, why do I think these things are my fault? But obviously you're human, so you think about these things. Anyway, the doctor told me at my age, with sort of my embryos, it's very likely it's the embryo and nothing to do with me or anything to do with what I've done or may have not done in those 2 weeks, which helped me a lot. Up to that point, I just couldn't understand why. Since then, I had another transfer. Again, something that I didn't understand is the timeline. Between my first transfer and the second transfer, they were 4 months apart. Personally, I feel like it's quite long. And then when I think about, okay, so if I need to have all the transfers, I'm gonna be doing it for about 3 years. But the reason for that was because I wanted to wait for a natural cycle. So when I had my appointment with the doctor, I thought, okay, let's try do something different. First time I started the injections on a random day. This time I thought I'm gonna start it on day 21 because of my cycles being all over the place, of course. 45 days, 50 days, 38 days, whatever it is. Basically, that added to the waiting time, and therefore it was 4 months between my first transfer and my second transfer. I don't think it's normal for everyone to be like that. Obviously you can do it straight after, you can wait it out, you can do a lot of things. So day 21 arrives, I start my injections, I get my period, I go in for scans for the thickness of my uterus, everything is going well, and you know, the second transfer happens. Where are we going, Tristan?
Go to the clinic. Go and do some embryo stuff.
You don't know what? We are on our way for our second embryo transfer. It's looking like a good day, so hopefully it's a lucky one. Are you nervous?
Yeah, but excited. I think mostly excited.
Yeah, I think I'm mostly excited. I mean, it will be what it will be, but yeah, I think I'm just mostly excited that it's finally here. It's happening again. Yeah, fingers crossed. All
Everything crossed,
is
everything
going
we
well.
can.
See you on the other side. This is the other side. So let's hope it's a lucky one. Everything went easy and we are super happy and we didn't cry like last time. It's all good. This time we knew what to expect. My husband came with me, but we knew what to expect. We're actually excited again. Probably it had also something to do with the fact that I quit my job because I just know in my heart I need to focus on this. I cannot have anything in my life that I may think back and think, oh, if I would have done it differently. I just wanted to put 110% into this. Not overthink it, not overdo it, but also eliminate any stress, eliminate long hours of work, and focus on what I eat, how I eat, work out, and all those things. Summertime is always easiest, so waiting for the 2 weeks until I do the test, it wasn't as bad. And then it's negative again. And again, it just hits you that, man, it's not gonna be an easy road, is it? It was the last week of me working, and I remember thinking, maybe I should have done it before, maybe I should have just quit before. But then I was also trying to think that actually I've done, again, everything even better, sort of by the books, and I really took care of myself, and I made sure I don't lift anything heavy, or just I really paid attention to what I was doing, but still trying to not be sort of stressed about this. I wasn't stressed about work, but definitely not to be stressed about, what's going on. Anyway, it's negative again, and I have 4 embryos left. And I have panicked, of course I have. Which is probably why I didn't do any videos, because, it's hard. Like, what do I say to myself, or what do I say to anyone watching this? Keep being positive. It's hard, but then again, it's life. So a lot of things go through a person's mind when that happens. And there you go. So there we are. I had 2 transfers. I still have 4 to go. And I'm not pregnant yet. I had a doctor's appointment though, who explained a lot of things that I can do before I do a next transfer. So I'm hoping to have a transfer for next month, maybe. But before that, I'm going to do some blood tests. There are other tests as well that can be done, but they cost huge money. And also, I don't want to some degree, I still feel like I need to be balanced and level about this. I cannot go all out. I know I want this baby, but financially, we can't really afford to go all out right now. My body shouldn't really go through too many things. So I'm going to do the blood test, and that should tell me if, for example, I have any issues with clotting. It's maybe at microscopic level, but if the blood doesn't go through to the embryo, then obviously the embryo dies. They're going to also check the autoimmune profile of the blood, so just understanding, is there anything that, my uterus maybe pushes the embryo out, or thinks that it's a foreign thing and tries to get rid of it. So I'm going to do this test, and then I'm going to have a transfer, and then I'm going to tell you all about it. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. I will try to answer. Good luck, lots of love, and see you in the next video.